All right, boys, good evening. Yeah, so let's get started. So I had given this homework in the last class. I have not prepared the answers. So I'll prepare the answers and share it with you on WhatsApp. If you have not completed, please complete it. And then you can check your answer with the answer which I have posted. If you have not completed now, that's fine, but complete it and then check your answer with what I've posted. I know you will not copy it from my answers. I'm sure you will not do that because you know you are not benefited that way. So I'm sure all of you will work it and then check your answers with the answers which I sent on WhatsApp. All right. So we're not talking about this now. We're continuing with the class. So this is the next question. Don't write anything. Please listen to me. I'll give you time to write. Yeah. So this question says DL. Look at the figure. DL and BM are heights. So where is DL? So this is DL. This is DL. DL and BM. This is BM. DL and BM. So I told you, see, AB is a side. AB is a side. Okay, so the sides of this parallelogram are AB, BC, CD, and DA. Now on the side AB, or for this side AB, you can see that D is the opposite vertex. See, opposite to the side is this vertex D. From this vertex D, you can see DL. It's landing on the side AB and it's perpendicular to the side AB. From this opposite vertex, there's a line segment DL. It's landing on AB and it's also perpendicular to AB. That means DL. That means DL is the altitude on AB. Okay, so now we say that, repeat this. DL is the altitude on the side AB. Repeat. No, look at the figure and tell me. DL, look at the figure. DL is the altitude on the side AB. Do you understand that? Why is DL the altitude? Because it makes 90 degrees with AB. AB. Repeat. DL is the altitude on the side AB. Do we understand what that means? Touching the base AB, and it's called the altitude because it makes 90 degrees with AB. Repeat. DL is the altitude on the side AB. We recognize DL as the altitude because it makes 90 degrees with AB. Repeat. DL is, look at the figure there. DL is a line segment actually. It's a line segment because it has a definite length. What is a line segment? If you can measure the length, it is a line segment. You can measure the length of DL, no? So it's a line segment. So DL is a line segment. Okay, DL is an altitude from the vertex D on the side AB. And why do we recognize DL as the altitude? Because it makes 90 degrees with the base AB. And how do we know it's 90 degrees? Because of the symbol here. Now Navneet, identify another altitude in this figure and tell me on which side does the altitude land. First, identify the altitude, meaning name the altitude. MB, or it's also called BM. BM is the other altitude which you can see in this figure. Where does it land? Where does the altitude BM land? On the side? Answer only that question. BM lands on the side AD. Why do we say that BM is the altitude? One reason for that. Because it makes 90 degrees with AD. Now repeat the whole thing. BM. What is that information? Tell me. BM is the altitude on the side AD. On the side AD. Very good. Very good. Yeah, DA, AD or DA. So in this figure, there are two altitudes. One is DL and the other is BM. Altitude DL is on the side AB. Altitude BM. Don't look at me, children. See, you're looking at me. Only Avnish is looking at the board. Please look at the board. So in this parallelogram ABCD, DL and BM are the altitudes. DL is the altitude on AB. BM is the altitude on AD. And what's the formula to find the area for parallelogram? What units? Square units. What's the formula to find the area for triangle? What's the formula to find the area for triangle? Breadth into height, half into, correct that? No, correct it? Half into base into square units. It's not, B is not breadth everywhere. B is breadth in a rectangle, length into breadth. Okay, B is breadth in a rectangle, L into B square units for a rectangle. But B for a triangle is half into base into height, not breadth into height. All right. Okay, so now coming to this question. DL. So altitudes are also called heights. That's what is given here. See, are heights. Heights means altitudes. Okay, so to understand the question, DL and BM are the heights on sides AB and AD respectively. Yeah, on the side AB and AD respectively. Do we all understand the meaning of that word respectively? Or you want me to give an example to make you understand that better? You understand? Okay. Okay, fine. Then give me an example where you can use, give me a statement where you can use this word respectively. Make a statement, construct a statement where you can use the word respectively. Does respectively means giving respect? No, it doesn't. Respectively here does not mean paying respect to something. No. Okay. Example. No, okay. 3 minutes time. I'll give you all time to think. Think and tell me. Think and Ranvin will answer first. No, I don't want those extra phrases. Can I? Dhanvan, 3 minutes time for all of you. Dhanvan will answer first. Yeah. Very good. You know what? I was thinking of a similar example. Very good. Repeat that loudly. Very good. Now you use 4 names and tell me. Modify the same statement. Use 4 names. Or just say AB. Look at me. Yeah, please. Or say ABCD. No, you use names only. No, you have 4 names. You should say different marks for all of you. It's okay. Say. It's okay. Say some marks. No score. Okay. Repeat what he said. You can change the marks, but repeat. Yeah. Okay, but you said 5 marks, I think, respectively. Very good. 4 only, he said. Okay, very good, very good. Do you understand that, Navneet? All of you understand? That is what is given here. The DL and BM are the heights on the sides AB and AD respectively. Means what? DL, it means DL is the height on AB and BM is the height on AD. That's the meaning. The first one is for the first one. The second one is for the second one. DL is the altitude on AB. The first one for the first one. The second one, BM, is the altitude on AD. The first one for the first one, second one for the second one. Okay. Of parallelogram ABCD. If the area of the parallelogram is 1470 centimeters square and AB is 35 centimeters, AD, this one is 49 centimeters. Find the length of BM and DL is the question. It's a very, very easy question. The answer is very, very simple for you to understand. I'll work it. And then I'll ask one of you to explain, meaning I'll ask each one of you to explain in parts. Okay, now write down the answer, take down the question, take down the figure, and then write down the answer you see on the board, and you will be explaining it to me. No, if we mark anything extra, no solution figure, only question figure, because everything is marked in the figure. Use a washroom. Very good.
The value of PL and PM is 42 centimeter and 30 centimeter respectively.
Sure. All right. Yeah, Dhanvan will start. What is given, Dhanvan? Area of the parallelogram, is the area of the parallelogram given to you? Okay. Then we need to find the lengths of two what? Two? What are BM and DL? They are the heights or altitudes. We need to find the lengths of both the altitudes, BM and DL. What are given to you? AB and AD given to you, right? Focus. AB and AD are given to you. How much is AB? And how much is AD? What do you call AB and AD? What do you call AB and AD? The sides of the parallelogram. Which are the altitudes? Which are the other two sides of the parallelogram? Which are the other two sides of the parallelogram? Which are the other two sides? DC? BC and DC are the other two sides. Correct. So now the thing is we need to understand what is given and what we have to find. That's very important. What is given? Area of the parallelogram is given. And then two sides are given to us. That is, the two bases are given to us. Sides are only the base. I told you every side of the parallelogram can be taken as the base. So two bases are given to us and we need to find the corresponding heights. And now just think of the formula of a parallelogram, area of a parallelogram. Area of a parallelogram is equal to base into height. Just think of that formula. Area of the parallelogram is base into height. You know the area of the parallelogram and you know also the base. So you can find the third one, height, no? Every time, you know, in an equation, I think you need to be independent because get behind, go behind so that you can manage the table for yourself. No, it's just going zigzag, you know, so you're pulling. If you're not comfortable, you can take a individual desk behind. All right. So, yeah. So just think of the formula. Base into height is equal to area. We know the base. We don't know the height. We know the area. Every time in a formula, remember this. This is important to understand. In a formula, now here in this formula, out of three things, you know two. What are the three things in the formula? Base, height, area. Base, height, area. These are the three things. Of the three things, you know two of them. Base, area. So you can find the height. Supposing a formula has 5 things and you know 4 of it, you can find the fifth one. Supposing a formula has 10 things, something into minus whatever, 10 things, 10 unknowns they're called, 10 unknowns. Of the 10, if you know 9, you can find the 10th one. So when you read this question, you should process this in your mind that area of a parallelogram is base into height. I know area, I know. You can't see the board? Oh, yeah. So when you think of the when you read the question and think of the formula, area is equal to base and height. You know area, you know base. So it's easy to find the altitude because of 3 you know 2. That's what we have done everywhere. See here. So first I wrote the formula to find the area. Can you see? Formula to find the area. Okay, that is for no. First, you write area of the parallelogram is. I have told you this is how you start. Area of the parallelogram is equal to 1/4. Look at the board. Area of the parallelogram is equal to 1470. Okay, so that whatever is given, write that first. Then below area of the parallelogram, write base into height is equal to 1470. Every step you need to make a change. You start and every step you have to make a change. So you start like this. Area of the parallelogram is equal to 1470. Next step, bring some change. What is area? Base into height is equal to 1470. Next step, some change. What is base? What is the base? AB. And what is the corresponding altitude? DL. So next step, you should write AB into DL is equal to. Now don't ask me, you're not changing 1470. That is a number, you cannot change that. So is equal to 1470. Next step, instead of AB, every step there should be a change. Now next step, instead of AB, you must write the value of AB, 35. 35 into DL is equal to 1470. So finally, into 35 goes to the other side for division. So DL is equal to 1470 by 35, which is 42. The same thing with the other one. Here, instead of base and height, you must use AD into BM. Correct? For the second one, for base and height, you must use base AD and height BM. Correct? Because for base AD, BM is the altitude. You can do anything first. You can do, see, these two methods, these two parts of the answer, they're independent. You can write anything first. You can work this one first and then this one. It's not that you work this, you got some answer here and you're using that in the second part. No, the two parts are independent. You can work this one first and then this one also. Base and height, substitute carefully. So in the second method, base I've taken AD and the corresponding altitude BM. See here, AD, BM is equal to the same area because it's the same parallelogram, 1470. So now after the class, I'll give you a similar question as test after the class for practice. So understand this, all of you?
Yes.
Okay. Written? All except Navneet finished? No, you can ask me, see. I feel all of you understood, but if you think I've not explained something clearly, please ask me. All right. Okay, so this is the next question. Yeah. Let's observe the the two figures. Let's see the first figure first. Look at the first triangle. What's the name of the triangle, Navneet? What are 5, 12, and 13? No. My question is, what are the numbers? What do the numbers 5, 12, and 13 represent? They are the lengths of the sides of the triangle ABC. Okay. How many altitudes are given to you here? Yeah, this is an interesting question. I want you to tell me how many altitudes you can see in this figure. Totally. Name. Okay, let me name it. Okay, fine. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. 3. Yes, name the 3 altitudes. Okay, AD. Yeah. Huh? Okay, he said AD. What's another one? C? Where is E, darling? I said, look at the first figure. See the first figure. In the first figure, how many altitudes do you see? Oh, you all thought all the. Oh my God. Okay, it's okay. See.
What?
It's okay. It's okay to be correct. It's okay to be incorrect. Everything is okay. We are learning. Look at only this figure. All right. I think I should be more slow.
TA.
In this figure, in the triangle I've circled, how many altitudes can you see? One, two, two,
No, wait, no, three.
three. Okay.
Three.
Okay, you said AD. What's the second one? And BC.
CA. That is CA. CA.
No, CA, you're right. CA.
You're asking
Only two. Okay, so AD and
CA.
CA. Then what about BA?
Three.
Three. This triangle has three altitudes. Triangle ABC has three altitudes. Because it's a right triangle, I'll tell you, see, I have not finished explaining. It's a right triangle. Okay. Listen to me. There's a different triangle I've drawn. There's a right triangle. So you know what? In a right triangle, for base BC, AB is the altitude. The side itself becomes the altitude. Because you can see from A, it is perpendicular to BC. Does it satisfy the definition? See, opposite to the side BC is the vertex A. Opposite. You need to focus, Navneet. See, the side is BC. Opposite to the side BC is vertex A. And see, from there you have a line segment. And it's perpendicular to BC. So that's the definition of an altitude, right? It satisfies the property of an altitude. So the side, see here, for the base, for side BC, for side or base, listen to me carefully. For the side or base BC, the altitude is AB. If you take the side or the base as AB, then the altitude is BC or CB. The two sides, because they are at right angles to each other, if you take one side as the base, the other side becomes the altitude. If you take the other side as a base, the first side becomes the altitude. Because they're perpendicular to each other. The two sides are perpendicular to each other. Yeah, just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, this is a right triangle. This one is a right triangle PQR, and the it's a right angle at the vertex Q. At the vertex Q, correct? This triangle is a right, or you can say a right angled triangle also, or you can simply say right triangle. Both are fine. Right angled triangle or simply right triangle. Both are correct. And the right angle is at the vertex Q. Now the sides PQ and QR. Can you see the sides? Look at the board. The sides PQ and QR. Can you see the sides PQ and QR? They make 90 degrees, right? So I'm saying if you take this one as the base, then this only is the altitude. This is the altitude. If you take this as the base, then this is the altitude. This is the altitude. The two sides are for the two sides which are at right angles, they're like, if I am the base, then you be the altitude. If you are the base, then I'll be the altitude, like that. The two sides which are at right angles. The third side is called the hypotenuse. Leave that side. The third side is called the hypotenuse. For that, the altitude will come like this. See, this is the altitude on the hypotenuse. This will be the altitude on the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse is another side of the triangle. And the altitude will come from Q. The altitude will come from Q. So there's a different altitude. In a right triangle, two sides have 90 degrees between them. In a right angled triangle, two sides have 90 degrees between them. So those two sides are friends. Those two sides talk to each other like this. They say, if I am the base, you be the altitude. If you are the base, I'll be the altitude. The sides only. The sides only. The two sides. So the one side says, let me be the base. So the other side agrees, okay, I'll be the altitude then. Or other way, if that second side says, let me be the base, the first side will say, okay, then I'll be the altitude. All right. But there's a third side, which is the hypotenuse. For that, the altitude will come from Q, the opposite vertex Q like this. This is the altitude on the hypotenuse PL. Yeah, now tell me. Yes.
In the first diagram, you said APC. C.
No, we'll go back there. 1 second. Now, is this information understood?
No, yes.
All of you?
Yes.
Oh, let me start with Dhanvin. Dhanvin, now there's a right triangle. I'm going to call it PQR again. Oh no, same name. So. Okay. Say XYZ. This is 90 degrees. And name the hypotenuse. Name the hypotenuse. What is the name of the hypotenuse here? Z. That's a vertex. Hypotenuse is a side. You will name it using two letters. XZ. Also called ZX. Which is named the hypotenuse? ZX or XZ is the longest side of the right triangle. You know that, all of you? Hypotenuse is the longest side in a right triangle. Okay, that the length of that side will be the biggest in this triangle.
And so it means that if the two sides, at least two sides that make a perpendicular are smaller than the hypotenuse.
Both will be smaller than the hypotenuse. Yeah, the term hypotenuse is used only in the right triangles, not in any other triangle. The term hypotenuse, correct. The term hypotenuse can be used only in a right triangle, not in any other triangle. Okay. Now, okay, so that this much we understood. Now we all know which are the remaining two. Okay, you know what? This side is called the leg. This side is also called a leg. These two sides, okay, and this one is the hypotenuse. This one is the hypotenuse. Okay, the longest side is the hypotenuse. The remaining two sides, which are at 90 degrees, they are called the legs of a right triangle. They are called the legs of a right triangle. Okay. Okay. Now, if name this leg, XY or YX. Name this leg or YZ. Correct. Now, XY says, friend, let me be the base. Then who will be the altitude? Huh? Y is a vertex. No, if this side says, let me be the base, then which will be the altitude? Then this side will be the altitude. ZY will be the altitude. If ZY says, let me be the base, then who is the altitude? Which will be the altitude? XY is the altitude. So they're very friendly. The two sides which are at 90 degrees, but the two sides which contain the right angle, they're very friendly. Name it like yeah, if ZY is the base, XY is the altitude, correct? Oh, you're saying this letter is coming common now. Yeah, it happens only here, otherwise not. Yes, yes. Now here you're getting ZY as the base and XY is the altitude. Yes. Yeah. The letter Y is repeated. Yes. Yeah, it happens. Yes, it's correct. Okay. Again, so I'll just make sure that you all understood and then go back to the question. MNO. Okay. Name the angle which is equal to 90 degrees. Name the angle. Name. That's a side. That's how you name a side. NMO or angle OMN. Yeah, correct. So we understood in one of the classes that the letter, that is the vertex where the angle is formed, this one, that should be in the middle. M should be in the middle. All right. That letter M should be in the middle because there only 90 degrees is formed. So you can call it OMN or you can call it NMO. Is 90 degrees, or you can simply call it angle M is equal to 90 degrees. You can use one letter or you can use three letters to name an angle, not two letters. You can use only one letter M or three letters. NMO or OMN is equal to 90 degrees. All right. Okay. Now, whom did I ask this question? Yes. No, you answered it. Avanish, if Mn is the base, which is the altitude? Avanish. OM. Yeah. If we take Mn as the base, which is the altitude for this base? OM. Okay. Then when if we take OM as the base, then which is the altitude? N. Yeah. If OM is the base, then NM is the altitude. Okay. Now, all right. Now, for the hypotenuse, what is the hypotenuse called here? Hypotenuse. Name of the hypotenuse. NO or ON. If that is the base, which is the altitude? For the hypotenuse ON, which is the altitude? PM is the altitude. PM is the altitude. Now, all of you, now before we proceed, Navneet, not Navneet, Dhanvin, you understood, so you're quiet, or you're confused and so you're quiet? Very good. Yeah. No, because I've seen you many times and when you understand, you're just quiet. Yeah, that's why I asked you. You're sure? Am I right? Okay, fine. Now, all of you, you have not written this question, right? Complete this table and come and show your book to me. Complete this table. With respect to this figure, answer the questions, okay? Don't copy the question. This is the general. Don't go, it's not with respect to the NCRT question. Yeah, please take down the diagram which I've drawn. C, D, E, this diagram, and complete this table and come and show me your answers. Draw the diagram, complete the table and show me your answers. You write all the three sides, which are the bases and their respective altitudes. Yeah, one by one. If you finish, you can come and show me. Three spaces are there because the triangle has three sides. Each side is the base, right? So for each side, take each side as a base and write the corresponding altitude. And it's a side, so you should name it using two letters. Draw the diagram first. Okay, it's okay. Below the table, draw the diagram. Finish? Yeah, pass your book for me. Very good. I'll give you a book. Don't fill the, okay, you're filling the altitudes and then you're going to fill the bases, is it? Okay. No, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. Normally we fill the base and write the corresponding altitude. Then the corresponding altitude, yeah. Yeah. No, just check for CE base, for the hypotenuse, your altitude is not right. For CE, the last one, please check that. Yeah. No, pass your book from there. No, you cannot use small letter E. Please correct that. Small letter E you cannot use. No, darling. I know that you have not understood also. CD, CD, DE, DE, CD, CE, DF. Very good. You're right. CE, DF. Yeah, DF, correct. Yeah. No, everything is right. The bases have been written correctly. CE is the base, DE is the base, CD is the base. Yeah, sure. Bases are correct. Now on this side, something should make 90 degrees from the opposite vertex.
Then see
See, if this is the base, C is the base, if this is the base. Where is 90 degrees here on this?
here.
On this one. So altitude is this one. No, you should ask me your doubt. I don't know what it
No,
is.
I don't know my doubt.
No, see here, if CD, if you take this one as the base,
Okay, C as a base.
C is the base.
Okay.
Now tell me the vertex opposite to this. Opposite is the side C. See, C is the base, right? Opposite to this, what is the vertex here?
D.
D. From D, there is some line coming like this, right?
Yeah.
This one is the altitude. DF is the altitude. It should make 90 degrees with CE.
Okay, so what should I write?
For base CE, you must write DF is the altitude.
I've done D.
Oh,
We need to write it in order.
oh yeah, darling.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you've mentioned all the altitudes, and okay, now I understand what you've done. You have mentioned the side CE, DE, and CD, and the altitude CD.
I didn't.
No, but you've written CF and DF. CD is correct. Altitude CD is correct.
Yeah.
Altitude CD is correct. DF is correct. But what is this CF? CF is not an altitude.
Yeah.
It's making 90 degrees with side.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. It's not making 90 degrees with any side.
DF is. No, DF I wrote.
DF is this one.
Okay. DF.
Then this one, ED. It's making 90 degrees with this side. And CD, it's making 90 degrees with this
Yeah,
side.
see, so I wrote this wrong. Okay.
But what you do, you strike out this and write the altitudes, corresponding altitudes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Change the altitudes and come back fast. Yeah, quick, Navneet. Yeah, all the three are right. Very good. I'll help you. Yeah, all the three have done it right. I'll help you, Navneet. Just a minute. Yeah, it's time fast. You stay there. No, darling. It's okay. I'll tell you once again. Just see if you can understand. See here. I'm saying now these two sides. See, this is a side, right? This is also the base. Now, A is a vertex opposite to BC, right? A is a vertex opposite to BC. Can you see there's a line segment coming from the opposite vertex A? It's landing on the side BC and it's making 90 degrees with BC. So if you take this side BC as the base, AB will be the altitude. Now, if you take AB as the base, then opposite to AB is the vertex C. Then from C, you can see a line coming and making 90 degrees with it.
AB
BC base, AB altitude. And then if AC is the base, then this one, BD will be the altitude. That's all. No, don't go back to that. Don't go back to that. You understood this? Yeah. That's it. That's it. Yeah, we'll move on. All right, children. So coming back to this figure, coming back here. So now you understand. Now tell me, okay, coming back to this figure. Yeah. So now we name all the sides and the altitudes here. Quickly. Let me tell you the base. For the base AB, which is the altitude.
B.
For the base AB. AB, which is the opposite vertex. Leave the. Look at the sides of the. Look at the vertices of the triangle. For the base AB, the altitude should come from the opposite vertex. Which is the opposite vertex?
C.
From C, the altitude should come. See here, there's a line from C. It should land on the side. No, yeah.
And yes.
CA. CA. For the side AC, which is the altitude, for the side AC, BA. And then when for the hypotenuse BC, which is the altitude,
E.
or AD. Very good. I'll tell you now later. Don't worry. Write down. So children, you need to draw, mark this point D. So you have to draw the solution figure also. This figure is for the next one. By mistake, it's here. This figure is not for this question at all. This figure is for the next one here. Take down only this figure.
I mean, the question figure, we should only write where B, C, and D not mentioned the solution figures.
In the question figure, it's only A, B, C. In the solution figure, it's D also. D, I have marked.
No, then what is the solution?
BC measurements are given in the question, no?
Then we write.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Whenever it's an improper fraction, you have to always leave it as a mixed fraction or a decimal. When we come now from eighth is also from ninth, no mixed fractions. You should leave it as a decimal. Well, I can't say like that, but mostly we convert to decimals. So now we leave it as a mixed fraction. Always, whenever it's an improper fraction, you should convert it to a mixed fraction. Quite. I'm explaining. Is it over, Navneet? Okay. As you know, you have not understood. Navneet, see here. Now for this, just give me 2 minutes. I'll just help him and come back. Now, see here. Can you see this triangle ABC here? Now look at the base BC alone. Okay. Look at the base BC alone. Now, what is the name of the triangle? ABC. There is BC here, which is that vertex which is missing. Darling, what is the name of the triangle? See, you can always understand. You're losing hope. What is the name of the triangle? Answer my questions. What is it? Excuse me. What's the name of the triangle? You should never feel, even in school, when somebody is not able to answer, you should not look at that person and make the person conscious. But I'm not trying to be rude, but it's not manners. Yeah, it's not manners to do that. So we could just look into, even if you don't want to revise that answer, you can just stare into your book and do something. Maybe you're not actually reading anything from it, but you can just look into your book or do something else, or just, put your hand like this and look at the board or something else. But all of us turning back and looking at the child.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Now, Navneet, what is the name of the triangle? Yeah. What's the name of the triangle? Now here, look at this line segment. BC. Hi, good evening. Yeah. Now, which is that vertex which is missing? I asked you. No. Which are the three vertices of this triangle, Navneet? A, B, and C. There is BC here. Which is the vertex which is missing? A. Here in this line segment here. What is missing? A. So from that A, what is coming? What is making 90 degrees with BC? AB, right? That's what. This is the base. This is the altitude. I'm saying something in. Okay, no problem. Now tell me here. All right. Now this is the side AB. Can you see? I'm talking about this figure. I'm taking the side AB separately here. Can you see that? Now tell me which is the vertex missing. From C, what is that line making perpendicular to AB? That's only, so if you take this as the base, this is the altitude. Yeah. Now tell me, Navneet, if for this, if you take BC as the base, which is the altitude? AB is the altitude. If you take AB as the base, which is the altitude? CB is the altitude. Now for hypotenuse AC, the altitude, see AC, which is the missing vertex? AC, which is the missing vertex? B. The altitude will come from B. See here, the altitude will come from B like this. B is the altitude. Very good. Side, base, all are the same. Yeah, boys, all of you looking. So the first step is to find the area of the triangle ABC. Look, I said this figure is not relevant to the question. All of you look at the board. So look at this figure. Okay. Triangle ABC. We need to first find the area. Look at the board, all of you. Find the area of the triangle ABC. That's a question, right? Find the area of the triangle ABC. Formula half base into height. So see here, area of triangle is equal to half into base into height square units. Now you should take that base and that base where you know the altitude. So see here, take AB as the base because you know AC is the altitude. So half into AB into AC. Because if you take AB as the base, CA is the altitude. Or if you take CA as the base, then AB is the altitude. I told you those two sides are base and altitudes to each other. Yes.
Can you say how to change the 60 by 15 for this?
Long division. Division, continuous division. Keep a point at the division. You don't, that is, you don't know how to write 60 by 13 as a decimal value, right? We'll do it in the next class.
Okay.
Yeah. So a half into base into height. What have I taken as the base? I've taken AB as the base. Then CA is the altitude. Or AC, you can say, both are the same. Half into AB into CA. Or, okay, let me write CA itself. AC, CA, both are the same. Correct, children? How can you take AB as the base? AB is the base, but what's the corresponding altitude? AD is the altitude to which side? AD is the... No. The side is not CD. The side is CB. Triangle. Yeah. Yeah. So if you take, oh my. All right. Sorry. Boys, you're doing something else by yourself. Let me write it again. Tell me. Area of triangle AB. All of you finished writing, no? Okay. Area of triangle ABC is equal to half into Yeah, next step, Dhanvin, next step. Half into what is the base? Base alone, you should say. Huh? If you take BC as the base, which is the altitude? AD. But do you know AD? Do you know the length of AD? So then you cannot take BC as the base because you don't know the altitude. See, why didn't we take BC as the base? Because you don't know the value of the altitude AD. Okay, so which is the base then? Navneet, why should we not take BC as the base? Why should we not take BC as the base? BC is 13, no? Why should you not take? Okay, let me take BC as the base. Okay, BC is the base. Which is the altitude, Navneet? Which is the opposite? A? AD is altitude. Okay, next step, tell me. Half into, what is BC? 13. How much is AD? Is it given? Then how can you find the area? That's why we didn't take BC as the base. You need to know. Yeah, very good. We need to know both the base and altitude. That is why we didn't take BC as the base. So then which is the base? AB as the base. If you take AB as the base, which is the altitude? Or CA. Or CA. Correct. Now substitute half into what is AB? 5 into CA 12. How do you simplify? Now we found the area of the triangle ABC. Area of triangle ABC we found, correct? Next what? We should find the length of AD. We should find the length of AD. Now somehow you should write some equation and get AD into it. Yeah, so you must start like. Yeah, yes, Avnish.
30 centimeters.
Yeah, you must start like this. Area of triangle ABC is equal to 30 centimeters square. Next. Half into base into
equal to 30.
30. Then half into
BC.
we should take BC as the base because only then you can write AD as the altitude is equal to
30.
Yeah, next.
30 into 8
Is equal to very good.
80 is equal to 30.
1 by 2 will become what on the other side? 2 by 1. 13. 2 by 1 into half will go for division to the other side, no? No, half will become, last class you answered it.
Half will become 2.
Half will 1 by 2 will become 2 by 1. And 13 by 1 will become 1 by 13. Now we cannot simplify, right?
Yes,
So 13 to 2 is 60 by 13 and mixed fraction 4, 8 by 13. What centimeter? All right. Yeah. All of you finished writing this? Okay, now this is these will be your questions for the next half an hour. You take down this figure. Quickly take down this. Only 5 minutes you have. It's 7:10. This figure, darling. This figure. Please take down. First, can take down the questions. Come forward and sit. Come to the first bench. Yes, what's your name? Kamalika. Somebody's, Blessy, is it your dad? He wants me. Should I meet him? Good evening, sir. Oh. Yes, sir. நீங்க வேணா ஸ்கேன் பண்ணிக்கலாம் QR கோட. ஓ பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? ஓகே ஆமா. ஓகே சார். யா, தேங்க் யூ. யா. Quickly, children.
It's done.
Yeah, done. Yeah. This is the question. That's a diagram. This is the question. Write down this question. Last class. Yes, yes, sir. I got it. Yeah, I got it, sir. Thank you. This is the question for that diagram. Write down fast. That is, what will be the height from C to AB? That is CE. The height from C to AB is nothing but CE. That is, this means that is. No, you have one more question. Excuse me. Done writing this one, all of you? Mensuration is normally done towards the end of the year and we'll not have time to practice at all. This takes a little more time to understand than the numerical sums. Fractions, decimals, all that LCM, all that stuff, number work you can understand easily when compared to this. So I didn't want to do this at the end of the year. So now this we'll have time to practice. So, sorry? Yeah, that's why I chose to do this. Even for 6th, and I finished this chapter first. No, you cannot solve 6 sums also. Is this question? Have you taken down this question? Oh, this is the last question on this success. Okay. All right, fine. All right, boys. Okay, that's it for today's session. Thank you. See you. Please complete this one.
Yes.
The thing is, if you go outside, you guys, because you're engrossed talking, it becomes very noisy. I'm not able to do the class here.